We will not sit idly by, meekly cowering within the confines of our own home as trespassers and plunderers, even those empowered by our own government, seek to take from us our most precious possession. The Union is more than the last lowering of the Union flag from Hillsborough Castle. It is the substance and the fundamental planks which make up the Union. It is the act of union which our own government now purport to say they have repealed. And that forces us, ladies and gentlemen, to confront a fundamental question. Does the apparent protections within the Belfast Agreement for the constitutional status of Northern Ireland protect the substance of the Union or merely the symbolism? Because if powers to make laws over Northern Ireland can be handed to a foreign power without our consent, and if the very foundational stone of the Union, the Act of Union, can be repealed, then what, ladies and gentlemen, would stop joint authority, or worse, full authority over this country being handed over to Dublin? And there's another issue we have to confront. For all the lectures about the Belfast Agreement from nationalism and its apparent sacred nature, when the chance came for nationalism to put their foot on the neck of the Unionist people by acting in collusion with those disgraceful fifth columnists in the Alliance Party to override the principle of cross-community consent, they happily did so. And ladies and gentlemen, take this as a lesson tonight for anybody who is foolish enough to believe that nationalism wants equality. They do not. Their mantra is, and always has been, a stepping stone to the actual objective, which is supremacy and taking everything that we cherish in this country for us, and we will not have it. So, they can call it a new Ireland, they can call it a shared Ireland, or they can call it whatever the other fancy name they want to come up with. The message will always be the same. A 30-year terrorist campaign from the IRA couldn't drive us from the United Kingdom. So it doesn't matter whether they use political means for their tactical use of democracy, or they use threats like those talked up by the Irish government. They will never, never have their way in Ulster. And as we come to a close of this, and to those who point to the Withdrawal Act, that betrayal act which spawned an economic united Ireland, we respect our cherished principle of parliamentary sovereignty, but our fundamental British identity means more to us than any constitutional principle. And that should come as no surprise, because Parliament sought to subjugate Ulster in 1912, and Sir Edward Carson raised an army. So if it is the choice between respecting the will of Parliament or our Union, then there's only ever going to be one winner. The words of the Ulster Covenant, each and every one of them, are true today as they were then. True in these days when many will change for profit or in dread. True to the same old sacred cause for which our fathers bled. And there's a man here tonight who phoned me during the week, a successful businessman and a pillar of the community. And I won't name him or embarrass him, but I was surprised to hear his anger and his commitment to be here tonight, because, as he said, something had to be done. And he then said something that made me immensely proud of what this growing peaceful protest movement is achieving. He said, and I quote, "Neither I nor my family have ever put out a flag in our lives, but this year we will be flying the Union flag." So, ladies and gentlemen, young and old, standing shoulder to shoulder here tonight, fly the Union flag proudly, but moreover, do all that you can to play your part in defending your country. And many, many years from now, one day the question will be asked of every mother, father, daughter, sibling and son, when Ulster was in peril, when the trespassers were banging on the door of our home, did you stand or did you fall? And if we all stand together, we forever shall be free. Thank you. Speaking here tonight, I think they've been absolutely fantastic and articulated the message well. But I see, however many number of people here tonight, a vast, vast number of people And I think people want the message to be heard, and if you disagree with me, maybe, but I think you will all agree with me that for 23 years our community has been expected to give and give and give. We have been expected the destruction of the RUC, the criminalisation of our veterans, the hounding and the dehumanisation of loyalism. We cannot celebrate our culture, we cannot have our band played, and everything about us we have to give and give and give. And this process fundamentally predicated upon this fundamental issue that unionism must give and nationalism must get. And I want to send a clear message, and I hope you all agree with me. Enough is enough! And just in case Dublin aren't listening, or anybody else aren't listening, and in case anybody thought I was joking during the week as to where these peaceful protests could go next, if you're going to stand with us, and if you agree, here is a message to Dublin. If you don't listen, we will come to Dublin in our thousands. And if Dublin wish to partition our country and wish to create instability, because the protocol creates instability because it can never coexist with stability. And if they want to create instability in Ulster, then by God, we can create instability in Dublin. So finally, ladies and gentlemen, the band captains has asked me to ask the bands all to form up in the square. We're going to walk as one community, as one people down South Street, and we're going to finish off with the national anthem at the office of those despicable traitors in the Alliance Party. So ladies and gentlemen, if everybody can form up and we will all walk together, shoulder to shoulder. Thank you.